In the other group we did something which was working on one side of the body and one side of the brain, just because somebody brought a journal where it was a question of the two hemispheres working one and the other. And I told the other people that I have recordings of doing that from 1951, when nobody talked about two hemispheres and one doing this and the other one doing that. We were already doing that, working on one side in order to make the other hemisphere work through the corpus callosum, and therefore it was obvious that the whole idea was there and was used already. Now, as I did a movement like that with others, I will do something with you, the same sort of thing. Now, to show you that I have nothing against the right hemisphere and nothing against the left hemisphere, and don't think any one of them is better, I'll ask you, which hemisphere do you want to work? The left or the right? Huh? The right one. No, I want to only one. The other one will have to wait. Then the right one, because, all right, then lie on your left side. Actually, you'll find that excuse me, I'm mistaken. Would you please lie on your right side? Which hemisphere? I'm now mixed up altogether. We want the right one. You see, the left one is analytical by itself. You see? And therefore the left works the right side. And now the left side is controlled by the right hemisphere. Therefore you should lie on your right and we work the left side. For voluntary movement, it's like that. For involuntary movement, it's not correct. Only for intentional movement, it's the right hemisphere that controls the left side of the body. All right, now would you please bend your knees comfortably, truthful anyway. That's right. And your left shoulder, move it forward. That means, the shoulder. When we say shoulder, we mean the shoulder. It doesn't mean the hand, doesn't mean the elbow. It's the shoulder. Move it inward and back to the middle. Inward and back to the middle. The arm itself lying so that it is not behind, lying on the largest part of the pelvis. And now we slowly move the left shoulder inwards, forward it means, and back. Don't work fast. Anybody, we don't pay for doing more movements per minute. Doesn't matter. But we work for somebody doing better movements with it. That pays. So move it slowly forward and see why does it stop there, why doesn't go a little bit more? Who stops it? Keep on doing it. Now, will you do about a dozen movements like that, small ones, simple ones, forward, but faster, as if you always did it. Just like forward, No strain, not trying to do more than before, rather less, but simpler. Where do you feel it? And in fact, why is this so small? Why doesn't it go more? You can do more. That's obvious, everybody can. But why do we feel that this is the limit? Now, what about suppose you moved also the body forward. Roll the body a little bit. Then the arm will go more, doesn't it? Goes more. Now, watch, do that a few times like that, more like that with the body. Rolling with the body. And now do it like before and see whether you move a little bit more than before. Funny. It works more. Now do it again like before with the body, roll. And now while you do that, look, the head goes with you, doesn't it? Move the head also to the floor. So until the right side of the forehead touches the floor. Do it like that. And now stop it and do it like before, without moving the head intentionally. Does it move more? Again more. So there you see that it has nothing to do with the muscles, it hasn't to do with the arthritis or the stiffness. The stiffness is only in the head. Right? Now, we'll do that shoulder again, something to show that it's only in the head. Move the shoulder and the body roll like before, but the eyes and the head look over your shoulder. When you go down, move the head to look over the shoulder. No, over your, means looking back, of course. Over your shoulder, not the other one. No. Move forward like before, and the head and the eyes to look over the shoulder at the same time. At the same time, move that. That's right. But don't force the head. It will be painful. Do a simple movement. Easy. But the head and the shoulder should move in opposite directions, and so the eyes should. The eyes go with the head. That's right. That's right. Turn the head to look over your shoulder, and move the eyes as if to look over your shoulder to see your bottom. That's right, at the same time. But don't force it, just do the movement. All the descriptions about the bottom were only to make you understand what movement is. That's right. Now stop it, move your shoulder forward and see how far it goes now. Can you see how much more? Then, can you see when we can't do something, it has nothing to do with the poor skeleton, the poor muscles, the poor ligament. It has to do only with a poor brain that doesn't want to work, is lazy, and does only what he has learned to do and doesn't want to do anymore. He prefers to repeat the same thing 20 times and 30 times and do it again and again and do it for 10 years without improvement. Because that is no brain work, it's just us work. Now slowly, lie on your back and see what it feels like. What feels that shoulder different, shoulder blade feels different from the other. Lie again on the right side exactly like before. Comfortably. Put your hand on the largest part of your pelvis like before. And of course the hand moves a little bit there but stays there. We move the shoulder. Now the shoulder, move it backwards now. And back again to the middle. Backwards and to the middle. You'll find actually that what we had experienced, that our brain learns very fast, the experience you had of doing it with the head, without the head, that this one starts from the beginning better. Backwards and then several times, 10 times or 6 times or 8 times, slowly go on moving it backwards, and that's right. And then of course, there's no reason why you shouldn't move with the body backwards. Move with the body backwards. But don't strain. No, the arm stays where it was. No, the arm stays on the highest point. But you move your body backwards. Not the knees, only the body. With the shoulder. You can see how much lower the shoulder can go backwards. Now do that a few movements like that, but observe what you're doing. Now do the same thing and turn also your head and eyes to the left. So it goes even lower. Now stay like before, just move the shoulder back and see whether it moves better than before. Does it move a little bit better? If it doesn't, we'll help it again. Go, turn again with the body and the shoulder, but the head, look, stay like that now. The head, look with the head and eyes to the ceiling. And now, bring the shoulder forward. And now from here, move the eyes and head. Look, start again, you're not there. Listen to what we're doing. You turn with your shoulder with the shoulder back with the body, back as we did, until the head and the eyes look up to the ceiling. All right? Now, the head, the nose is turned towards the ceiling, straight ahead. Now, bring the shoulder forward and the head down and the shoulder back. So from that middle, the shoulder goes towards the middle, head goes to the right and shoulder back. And then back to the middle, both of them in the middle, and the head and the eyes to the right and shoulder left. Means back. Everything to the middle, to the ceiling, shoulder, eye and nose, and then apart. The eyes and the head to the right and the shoulder backwards. Now keep on doing that movement until it's familiar, until it's easy, until you don't make mistakes. No. The shoulder and the eye and face move together to look to the ceiling, and apart, the head to the right and the shoulder to the left. You're not doing it. Now the shoulder should move to the middle, just like the head. Now, shoulder to the left and the head to the right, apart, and together, and apart. Now that's it now. Keep on doing that move. Keep on doing until it becomes familiar. Then you don't make mistakes, and you don't think that it's so extraordinary. In fact, it's a simple movement. Now make it simple, a few movements, simple, just like that. With no effort, no preparation. Just move the shoulder and the head. That's right. That's right. And now move the shoulder back and see how much back it goes now. Move the shoulder backward and see. Does it move more than before? All right, now would you please lie on your back and note again the difference between the right side and the left. How is the left shoulder blade and how is the right one? How is the left arm and the right one, the left leg and the right one, and the pelvis? And roll again onto the right leg a minute ago. On your right, with your hand exactly like before. And now move that shoulder upwards. It means in the direction of your ear. That's right. Of course, the hand will get shorter a bit. So keep on doing that. Move the shoulder upwards. And gradually reduce the strain, make it into a simple movement. And watch how far does it go. Look at it. Now, would you please lift your hand to touch with the left ear, the left shoulder. No, don't do. Lift your head to touch the shoulder and move the shoulder to the head so that both touch somewhere in the middle. And stop it. And then lift the head and the shoulder. That's right. Lift the head to the shoulder to the head, and do about 10, 15 movements like that. Simple ones. Oi, don't bend your elbow there. Oi. Somebody bends his elbow, knock him on his head. There. And bend your knees. Bend your knees. Bend them forward. Bend them. No, I am talking to those who don't, not all of them. Now, hold the shoulder and the ear together and move them as they are. Move them away down to the floor and better. The hand must lift, of course, a bit off your pelvis. Move them both together. Let the hand go away from the pelvis, because when the shoulder touches the ear and the head lies on the floor, the hand will lift. No, the shoulder and ear must be together, stuck with glue, with spit. And then lift them both together and lower them both together. No, don't move them apart, all the time together. And if you do it together, the hand will lift off the pelvis a little bit. If it doesn't, you're cheating. No, you don't separate them. They're always together. They're all together. That's right. Together, touching. All the time, touching. Now move your shoulder upwards and see how far it goes now. And now while you do that, move now the shoulder downwards. It means that your fingers reach halfway down the buttock. That's right. Move that. Many times. Middle and downwards. And middle and downwards. In the same direction. Downwards. Now you will find that after a few movements you will feel a necessity. Keep on doing it. Downwards. Move the shoulder downwards. Move the shoulder downwards many times. Now when you move it downwards, you can see it pulls the clavicles, it pulls the base of the neck, and therefore there is no reason why you shouldn't lift the head to make the hand go lower. Now, go. Move and lift the head as much as necessary so that the hand can go lower, but not there, on your body, as close to the body as you feel. Actually, you can caress your buttock, your bottom, but lift the head so that you can go lower. Perhaps you can go over the separation between the buttocks, which separates them for centuries. They cannot go together. Yeah? Move with your head, perhaps you can go over that Rubicon. Move, lift the head and see what interferes. Why can't it? Some people can. I can see some doing it quite easily. Not moving the hand back. It stays where it is and yet reaches much lower. No, you're cheating. If you move the hand back, down on the buttock, at your back, there is no merit in going over the separation. Now, you don't believe me, then stop it. Would you please, you turn with your legs the other way, with the head here, so that they can see the head to me. That's right. Now, bend. Now look. The arm stays where it is. Now lift the head and see how far can you go. Can you see how far you can go? And that is not the limit. But he's doing better than most of you. There's another one doing it. That's right. There's another one. Look, there he does even better. Because he lifts his head better. Look at it. And the ribs on the left side can shrink together. Now look, he can reach the floor with his fingers. Can you see what the human brain is? You take one and then immediately you find somebody who is even better. Now you can see that. Can you see? I'm sure it wouldn't take you more than 5 seconds to do the same thing. That's right. Can you see it's the ribs, the chest that must get softer? That's it. Don't take the hand back. That's cheating yourself. Because you can't cheat. I can see by the way the head moves what you're doing. If you cheat, you will never do it. That means you cheat yourself. It's betraying yourself. Don't move the head away, the hand away backwards. It must stay on the highest point of your pelvis. Look. Do that. Why not lift the right foot away from the left? The left foot away from the right. Lift it. The foot. Only the foot. Lift the foot, that means turn the leg, and therefore you find your hand will go low, because your buttock will go near. Therefore, that's right. Now, is there anyone else who can touch the floor now with his fingers? Nearly. Anyways, many crossed the middle point. And you too, of course. That's it. You are now about 2 inches off the floor. less even. That's it. Now watch, if you take your right arm a little bit near down, you will see you will touch the floor. That's it. All right, stop it now. Lie on your back. See what it feels like in this right shoulder. Right shoulder blade. Sorry, the left shoulder blade and the right one. See the difference? Note also, where do you feel it different in the rest of the body? What more is different on the right and the left? Surely there are many other things that have had to change before the shoulder could do what you did with it. Now lie again on your side, your right side. Put the left arm as it is on your pelvis. And now move it forward on your pelvis. Move the shoulder forward. Now circularly upward and then circularly back and down, and keep on making a complete circle with that shoulder in this direction. Keep on doing it. Let the body follow. No, the hand stays where it is. Don't move. Don't bend your elbow. Move the shoulder. The arm and head is limp. Don't move about. It stays at that point. You don't go down your thigh. Don't go down your thigh. Move the shoulder, not the hand. Oh. Would you put a nail into your hand like Jesus nailed to the cross? Nail it to your buttock. Oi. Would you stop moving your hand or not? Will somebody come here with a hammer and a nail and stop that hand moving? Nobody? No volunteer? Would you stop moving your hand? She doesn't realize that you're moving your hand from the buttock to the knee. Stop doing that. I invoked everything I could. Still, leave it where it was before, on the highest point of your pelvis. There, and stay there. It can move, because otherwise you can't move your shoulder. But don't take it away from that point. No, let it slide backwards. Oh la la. Can you see? Now move your shoulder circularly like that, forward, upwards, backwards and downwards. Leave the hand alone and the elbow alone. They will slide only to and fro. That's the man who has invented the railway engine. That's what he did. He had a wheel and a piston, and found that the piston would go forward and backwards, and you could turn a wheel with it. That's what he did. That means he was aware that it's possible. Can you see that hand will go longer and shorter, that's all. But stay where it is. Now make the movement of the shoulder simple. Make it fast, easy, fast. But the hand must slide. There's no movement in the elbow. The elbow must not go up neither down. Look, the elbow. Leave that damn elbow alone. Let the hand move as much as it wants. Don't bend the arm. Let the arm will go up and down, that's all. That's right. Now change the direction of the movement of the shoulder. That means, but make a circle. The people who move the elbow don't make a circle. That's the funny thing. Take it forward, take it downwards, take it backward and upwards. Still, some can't do it without their elbows, and of course they don't make a circle, and they won't get as well as the others do. Would you please stop? That's what the piston did. Turn that, look, and that goes upside down. Have you seen a locomotive? Have you seen an engine? Well, that's what Simpson found, all that he did. He put there in the piston here, put vapor, and that moves the wheel, plop, plop. This goes up and down. And you wouldn't see that they will put the lever that goes to the piston to that. If it were bent, then you see the wheel wouldn't go forward and backwards. Wouldn't go round, and your shoulder doesn't go round because you lift your elbow. Because look, if I do that and do that, what does it do? Can you feel how you're turning around? Whereas the shoulder can turn around only if this is straight. Down, blow. All right? Now slowly, now put your hand in front of your chest, somewhere on the floor. That's right, that left hand. Near to you, normally, so you can lean on it. And now, move it somewhere so that the elbow is just in front of the shoulder. Now move the hand, put it, places in the place where the, that's right. And now move the shoulder in circles, means move the elbow to make with the shoulder a circle. Now the elbow will also make a circle now. That's right. And put your hand so that it's comfortable, not killing the wrist. That's right. Make circles. Now I say that if your elbow is not in front, it doesn't go symmetrically though you want to do it. Therefore the hand must stand somewhere where the elbow is looking straight forward. That's right. That's the best. That's right. And not too far away from the body, otherwise the wrist will lift off. It wouldn't be standing. You must find the way of turning the direction of the fingers so that the hand stands and you can do the movement. And now change the direction. Change the direction of rotation. And see that suddenly it's diminished, it's different. Now slowly get the same amplitude. Make one turn, one direction, one turn the other. And then two turns, one. All right, lie on your back and tell the difference between the right shoulder blade and the left, between the right side of the chest and the left, between the face, your face, what it feels like on the right and the left, and which arm feels longer, the right or the left. And lie on your right side again. Bend your knees like that. Now watch. Put your hand on the floor in front of you, it will be easier. We have now a left shoulder which has done a lot of movement and feels as if it can do a circular movement easily. But now move that shoulder forward and then move your pelvis forward. So that's right, exactly the same thing. So the left knee becomes longer than the right knee, isn't it? If you move the pelvis forward, don't put the feet on one another like the one, only the pelvis, therefore only and if you bend the knees towards your stomach, then when you move the pelvis forward, the left knee gets longer than the right one. Make it shorter again, and make it longer again. Don't turn, don't bend your knees to your stomach, and move your pelvis forward. Don't turn the body, move the pelvis forward. If the elbow is not in front, I told you that will never work properly. No, the elbow must stand so that the arm is directed forward. That's right. Now you can move the pelvis without moving the body. Move the pelvis. No, not the body, the pelvis. Not the elbow, the pelvis. That's better. But the knees are not bent to your stomach. That's right. Now move your pelvis, that's good enough. And move it back. And move it forward. The pelvis, the hip joint, the left hip joint. So that the left knee gets longer than the right one. And move it back and make it shorter. And that does the same thing as we did with the shoulder. Move it to, move it fro. Move it fro, to and fro. The pelvis forward and backward. Forwards. The pelvis, only one side, the hip joint. Make the knee longer and shorter than the right one. The left knee shorter and longer. Shorter and longer. That's right. Now move both the shoulder and the hip together to make them longer and shorter. That means the whole body goes together. The pelvis, the chest goes together with the hip and the shoulder. And the head being on the shoulders also moves and rotates it together with the body. Isn't it? You go down and back again. Now move your shoulder upwards. Shoulder upwards. Can you move the hip joint upwards? That's right. No, not the knee, only the hip. The foot should separate from the hip near. Move the hip near. And if you want to make it easier for yourself, move the shoulder downwards and the hip upwards. That is the easiest. That's right. Move them together, one to meet the other and go apart. Move them together and go apart. Move them together and go apart. That means the hip goes to the shoulder and the shoulder to the hip. And therefore the foot, no, don't lift the knee. Lift the foot, not the knee, the left foot. That's better. Don't lift the knee, lift the foot away from the other one. That will move your hip. No. Don't realize, people don't realize. Some do, of course, but many don't. All right, for those who don't, as they are not, no. Hey. Would you please again, you and you, the two men there, Would you show them what it means lifting the shoulder and the hip together so that the foot goes away? That's it. Now, can you do it wrongly as they do? Instead of moving that left heel away from the right, move the knee forward towards your nose. That's what they do. That's what they... Now, can you see? Those who understand and can control have free will. They can choose between that and that. The others, like machines, can only do what happens. Therefore, they don't know what they're doing. They can't do what they want. That's it. So try again. Move the shoulder and the hip, one towards the other. That's right. And then you will see that some will do, when you do that, they will lift also the head. So move the head, the shoulder and the hip together. The hand on the floor, in front. Shoulder and hip together. Now, lift them like that and stay like that. Lift the head, the shoulder. Now, stay like that. Now move the shoulder once to the head, once to the hip. The shoulder to the hip. That's right. And you will see that that will make the head lift more, whether you want it or not. Move the shoulder to the hip, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro, shoulder to the hip and back. That's right. Now lie down, try again the hip and the shoulder together and see whether it don't lift better. Now, all right? Now stop moving anything, move only the hip upwards. Can you do it now? Sure. Move the hip upwards. Now move the hip upwards without turning the foot, without lifting the leg. Move the hip without moving the leg. Of course you can. That's right. That's it. That's it. So move the hip without the leg. Those who can't, move with the leg and then without the leg. Most of you can now. I can see that. Most of you move the hip. Now, stop it. And now move the hip downwards. Oh, that's a trick. Surely, downwards. It means away to the floor as if to sit on the floor. Downwards. 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 Away from the shoulder. That's it. Observe, if you do it, then the middle of the body lifts off the floor. It means where the lower ribs go away from the floor. On your right side, of course. That's right. If you become aware of that, the hip joint will move more and better. Try slowly. That's right. Now, would you please do that? Move your left hip joint forward, means the left knee gets longer, then upwards, and then backwards, and then downwards, and then keep on making circles like that with that left hip joint, with the left hand standing on the floor in front of you, with the left hand standing on the floor in front of you. Keep on doing that. Observe that the whole body has to soften and get clever to be able to do that. That's right. The chest, the ribs, the stomach, the back muscles. In fact, even you yourself must become more nimble to do it. All right? Do it again. Now, change the direction of rotation. Yeah, look, you're becoming Egyptian dancers, belly dancers. That's exactly what's supposed to be. It's supposed to do something to the spine and the ribs, to all the scoliosis and all the other troubles that you have. Slowly lie on your back and watch yourself. Which side is the better one? See how it lies, how the body or the floor supports that side, as if it's a preferable side. The other one is held actually. There are a lot of muscles doing useless work to hold it in that position in which it's held. But that your brain will tell the other half of the brain, while you work within the next hour or so, that half of the brain, the right one, will tell the left, look, you think you're so clever in mathematics, but you can't have the ribs and the joint loose and properly organized like I have, so you better do something about it before I will take over and even begin to speak, because the right hemisphere does not do much about speaking. The speech center is on the left. All right? Now, would you please lie on your right side again? And we try to do something very funny. Put your hand on the floor as before. And now you see you could move the shoulder and the hip together, forward, up and down and backwards. That's right. And do some movements, hip joint and shoulder together. Doing the same thing. That's right. Observe what sort of things that the chest do and the spine and the back. And you will just wonder why you never had the idea of doing that. Now try that. Change the direction. Change the direction. And now would you please do it simply as if you always knew to do it, because now you know it and there is no reason why it should be so clever. It's just a movement like any other movement. That's right. Now don't move your foot, move your hip. Move your hip, not the foot. Move the hip and the shoulder forward, downwards, up, backwards and upwards. And now change direction. Change the direction of movement of both of them. Both upward together, backward together, downward together, forward together. Now stop a second. Now move the shoulder forward and the hip joint backwards. And the shoulder backwards and the hip joint forward. And keep on doing that. No, don't forget. Many things they do and they go on together. Shoulder back and hip joint forward. Now would you in front of me now, you're going forward with both of them and backwards with both of them. Try again. That and now you're going forward with both. You don't do that. Don't kid yourself. That's slowly. That's better. Now you're doing. So shoulder forward and the hip backward and the other way around. That's right. Now keep on doing that and slowly move your shoulder upwards, from that point, a quarter of a turn upwards, and the pelvis downwards. means both in opposite directions. Oh, who has invented that? That's crazy, very difficult to do. Oh, can you see? It's difficult. Well, maybe we'll leave it for another lesson. Now, would you please, just slowly, get up, stand up, walk around, and see which is the side that you think is right, and see what is the other side. Look at each other and see what shoulder and what side of the face feels you, and the other one, what does it feel? Like an unwanted poor parent, poor relative. See what does it feel in the left leg, the left shoulder, and in the right one. And also see it doesn't do what you think. It's not up, it's not down, it's just in somewhere where it ought to be in your body now. It's only when you will do the other side that you will see where it really belongs. Now look at the faces at each other. See which eye, which side of the face. Can you tell by the face which side worked? Can you tell by the way the people move which leg worked, which shoulder worked? Which one is better organized? Which is in your case, which foot, which leg feels better to you? Which arm feels better? Which side of the chest feels better? Which side of the face feels better? Now, thank you very much.